I thought I was bold enough to relive the most painful part of my life last year. But instead of doing that, I want to relive the most joyful part of my life because my father was actually my best friend. We're paying a tribute to my Odogwu, and on this episode,
Hi, my name is Ugochukwu Emetezi Divine.
uh
Hi, I'm Emetezi Israel.
Hi, I'm Himetezi Precious.
Hi, I'm Emetezi David.
and we are here to pay a tribute to my dad. God bless his soul. Hello, guys. You're welcome to another amazing episode on EWL Podcast. Don't forget that this podcast is a platform for you to be expressive and a reality check. I'm your host, Imitate Luchi Gloria. And indeed, it's been 1 year since we lost dad. It's not been easy, but we tried as much as possible to make do with the pain and everything, and we are living our life. Which, how has it been without Simeon Imitate in your life?
More, I don't know. I think it has been a gift in disguise because I've had a little bit of freedom. I've made more mistakes. I've lived life practically, and I've made decisions that I thought they were too big. I spent money that I thought they were too big on myself. So it has just basically made me a free person and a person that is willing to take all the risks in the world. And I'm not scared of anybody anymore. So that's it.
When we spoke last time, you said dad gave you like a freedom. So when you say you have freedom now, can you like explain?
That time, he gave me the freedom of, yeah, you have a backing. Like, you have someone in your back. You don't need to be scared. Take all the risks. But now, that is not here. I'm not taking all the risks and I don't care about any consequence anymore. Like, I think this freedom now, there is no backing behind it. It's just a free freedom. I don't know what it is.
Israel, this is the first time on EWL podcast.
Hello.
And I know like you've been saying you want to be on. I remember our first episode say you want to join the podcast. So Israel, how has it been? It's been 1 year without Simeon Imitezi. And what would you say life? What has changed most about not having a father?
Omo, everything has changed though. Like everything. The way I see life, the way I see my mother, the way I see Ugo, the way I see David and Precious, everything has changed. A lot can happen with just the blink of an eye. Before when we were small, we'll be talking to each other, we'll be like, what is daddy dying? Now God forbid. Nah, whether you want like everything has changed. You see life from a different perspective and know that is now you have. Don't ever think you have a lot of time. You have now, so make good use of it. So yeah,
So Precious, what would you say to dad if you could see him? What would you say to daddy if you could see him now? What is that one thing you wish you said more often?
Um, I wish to really tell Daddy that I really learned a lot from him and is indeed my superhero. And if I could see him now, though I know that me, I go blow on my own. No, I would wish to always dedicate all my winnings to my late father.
Oh, David, what would you tell dad if you could see him now?
Well, I will tell him, okay, I miss you, but just go away. We have passed forever. Don't come back.
So you
That's
tell
what
him
I'll
not to
say.
come back.
Yes, because the Bible say if you die, you're not supposed to come back. So I'll be surprised seeing you. I even run to pass him. Yeah.
So it's 1 year in mind, and what is that moment you wish? Any of you can answer. What is that moment you wish you had your dad? It's been 1 year. What is that one moment you wish that for see my dad there alive now? What I for do?
More, I think it has to be my IT. It was, it was like I had to be there for my family, even if it was not my wish. Because originally, during the period of my dad's sickness, even in his sick bed, he was making calls, calling his friends, calling his families, trying to like create a good IT space for me so that I can get connection for the future and all. So his death made me I did not really do my IT the way I wanted. I did not really get the leeway to just try out different companies and gather experiences. I was just caged with my family for the 6 months of my IT. So that is what I missed. That was the moment I missed. And I said, "Chai." To say that day,
Blow.
I would have been a better electrical engineering student.
Do
So
anybody have anything to say again?
Ehen. Normally, you know all these students now sometimes with the thief, but we no dey call am thief o.
That
So there are
collect.
sometimes in school when you really be down on funds and you know like you go just tell your papa now say this bottle water, without this bottle water you no fit enter class. My daddy now, because he loves like his children to be a graduate and he wants everybody to participate in school, he will not mind sending you that money for bottle water. But there are some things you cannot just tell your mother. It's not like she cannot do it o, but if he was there, ah, you just tell am say daddy this biro, they say if we did not buy this biro 10,000 from this lecturer, we will not enter this class o. My daddy wants us to go to that class. He will say send your account number. So that is it's not like that is the only moment o, but that should be.
Should count.
Yes, yes, yes.
You guys have spoken a lot, but for me, I think one defining moment in my life, I always say that I don't think any of my toasters or any of my admirers will be able to meet up because I will bill my daddy unprovoked. And the only thing you say, only thing he used to go, but now he go come they pursue me say when you won't buy this thing, when you won't buy this thing. And I think my dad is one person that has encouraged me the most. And a lot of things I have achieved now, a lot of things I do now, all thanks to him because he kind of like pushed me. And most defining moments in my life where I was going to make a decision, I remember him telling me that is this really what I wanted to do? And guys, we dedicated an album to my dad, 1 year in mind. This way now. 1 year in mind. I wish you guys can see it. But I don't know if it's visible enough. And I think all we just want to say, want to send a gratitude note to the most amazing person in our life. We miss him so much. So, what is that note you are sending to daddy and you would want him to hear? You want him to be aware of. Hopefully, he gets the message in heaven. God bless his soul.
there is something that we really take for granted in this our house, like Imetezi Simeon's house, is the fact that our dad he gave us a good home training. He's big on discipline. So I will just tell him thank you for not allowing us to be a nuisance to the society. Thank you for allowing us understand the values of life. Thank you for allowing us to always think about money. Shall we see this money thing that is doing that you are thinking that everybody's always saying I'm madness. Everything don't open this business for you know you don't open it. See, it's my dad that have always given me that push. He might not know, but he's always big about you making money and you not being a liability to your siblings or to your parents. So I'll just tell him thank you for everything he has taught us.
Send your gratitude notes to daddy. Israel.
Ah, you know, before I used to think it's only when you are praying to God, you say if you start from today to thank Him, you cannot finish. I'm more like comparing my dad to God, oh, but what I will say to him is that he's a provider. Like, what when you go to the dictionary and ask what's the definition of a man, like his photo should come up and you understand already. It was the definition of a family man, a father. I would love to be like I know how they flog my children. I think even if it didn't help, but I want to tell him that he did so well, even if he did not really stay to like because when you go plant, you go expect your fruit
May it
to
germinate.
but you just plant, rush, go die. You not even test the things
Pew.
you get. So
Send a note to that precious.
Um, before in primary school, I don't know book, but when I entered secondary school, actually, that did made me to understand the importance of education. So
Oh,
I'll tell him thank you for making me realize how intelligent I am.
oh my. Do you have anything to say? Do you want to say anything again, David?
No, no.
Okay. And my own personal note to my dad would be thank you for. I don't know if I'm very grateful putting me in a reserved state. But I would say thank you for the training, the lessons. I think my dad was really personal when it came to my lessons. He will always stress on the fact that your footsteps is what your siblings or your younger sisters will go through or would look at. So it was really, really personal with my own personal training. I want to say thank you for discipline. Thank you for showing me the importance of integrity. I think that is one lesson I'm so in about integrity. My daddy will always talk about integrity and honesty, and I want to uphold such characters so as to be that successful young lady. My daddy started calling me Madam Cash at a very young age. So me, I want to attend that Madam Cash title. You get. So it's given. We miss dad. We miss you so much, and this is our tribute to you. Is 1 year in mind, guys. Is a wrap. And
Gloriana, Papa Majesty,
we
the
are
Gloria
to
to
God.
God in the Gloria.
Papa
Majesty.
Majesty, they are to God. Amen. That was
This
my dad's
is
most favorite song.
Every morning, 4:30. Israel.
so it's glory to God. Is 1 year in mind, guys. Let us be sending a tribute to my Odogwu. Guys, don't forget to stream this podcast on Anchor, Spotify, and on YouTube. Let's give a moment for you to go subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at oluchimitezi underscore podcast. On X app, formerly Twitter, Oluchimitezi. On Facebook, Oluchimitezi. Like I always say, let's spread love. Love is God. God is love. Have an amazing week. Bye, guys. And I have to state it's very, very difficult to shoot with your family because they don't take you seriously.
So they don't even push it.
Bye.